10:32. Time for the blues concert calendar, and maybe instead of that, we'll switch over to Hound Dog Taylor in the background. The Down Home Special. A little more of the dog for you. One more mention of Hound Dog and Cub Coda here today. And so, I've already told you, but one more time about the flash announcement here. The Shaboo All-Stars Reunion, June 24. We'll have more details next week. Jilson Square, Willimantic. 9 hours of review, entertainment, starting with The Temptations at 2 p.m. Tickets on sale at the usual places. A benefit for the Willimantic Soup Kitchen, which served 180,000 meals in our small community last year. And, of course, they need to pay off their mortgage. Budget cuts are coming in this kind of, you might say, not quite a war on poverty, a war on the anti-poverty agencies, Meals on Wheels and soup kitchens, in the upcoming budget from the powers in Washington. So, as I say, that's really the biggest announcement of all. That, let's see, The Temptations, NRBQ, several other of the regulars Dave mentioned. I'll talk to Dave Foster again before I'm back with you here next week. Meantime, Thursday, April 13, the blues concert calendar here. Tonight, there'll be an invitational at Jay's Crab Shack in Hartford. And as I was playing for you in the hour preceding, Kinky Friedman down at Cafe 9 in New Haven, Rocky Lawrence at the Craven Ansonia, the Po' Boys featuring Mark Nomad at Black Eyed Sally's in Hartford, Aaron Troy Danner and Marty Q at the Shamrock Pub in Waterbury, Manhattan Blues Connection at B.B. King's in New York City, Cat Wright at the Arch Street Tavern in Hartford, Adam Ezra Group at the Iron Horse in Northampton, Redliners Open Mic at Brookside Steakhouse in Higganum, Ken Safety Open Mic at C.J. Sparrows in Cheshire, Jimmy Photon's Jam at the Hungry Tiger, Manchester, Greg Sherrard Open Mic, Black Sheep, Nyack, Ron Lawrence and Friends, Tipping Chair Tavern in Milldale. And now, if you want more, or if I'm talking too fast, Connecticut Blues Society, ctblues.org, and their weekly calendar tomorrow night. Our friends, the Delta Generators, the Vanilla Bean in Pomfret. Nice little intimate venue there. A wonderful place, I recommend. Also, tomorrow night on the 14th, Robert Morbioli with special guests at Theodore's in Springfield. Kinky Friedman at the Bridge Street Live in Collinsville. Chris Stovall Brown at the Stomping Ground Putnam. Peter Wolf and the Midnight Travelers in Fall River, Massachusetts. Probably be a great night to catch up with Peter Wolf there. Chris Smither in Milton at Daryl's house in Pawling, New York. He's often in the area because he records there in Pomfret, I believe. The Balkan Brothers are in Pennsylvania. The Bernadettes at the Tipping Chair in Milldale, and the Butch Taylor Duo. FN Blues Band at the Sneakers in Groton. Aaron Troy Danner in Thomaston at the Silverbacks Bar. Sue Menhart Band at the Turnpike Cafe. The Cartels at the Pauso Cafe, Rocky Hill. Petey Hop at the Red Line Roadhouse. Wood Smoke at Nightingale's. Diamondback at the Old Well Tavern, Simsbury. David Gans and a Dead Show at the Main Pub in Manchester. And David Gans has done a number of syndicated radio shows about the San Francisco Sound that you may have heard here in other public radio stations. Saturday, the Knickerbocker All-Stars at the Knickerbocker in Westerly. Sugar Ray, Duke Robillard, Willie Laws, CD release party. It's a benefit for Stand Up for Animals. In Granbury, Robert Morboli and guests at the Cambridge Brewhouse. Kinky Friedman, again, Bridge Street in Collinsville. Victor Wainwright and the Wild Roots at Chan's in Woonsocket. Mighty Soul Drivers at the Alphas in Milford. Dan Brother Band at Black Eyed Sally's Hartford. John Sebastian is still out touring of the Love and Spoonful at the Infinity Music Hall in Hartford. Johnny Band, Infinity Music Hall in Norfolk. Carl Ritchie and the Union Ave at 350 Club in Springfield. The Front Row Band at the Red Zone Grill in Plainville. Aaron Troy Danner playing electric at the Blue Plate Tavern in Plainville. Then let's see, Idlewild and Fuse. I'm guessing Idlewild is a tribute to the Allman Brothers. They're at the Hungry Tiger Saturday night at 6 p.m. The Fuse at 10 p.m. Blues Corruption at the Hideaway in Ridgefield. Shakedown, Grateful Dead tribute band at the Iron Horse, 10 p.m. And then
hot grits.
Moving on with Miss Marcy and the Lovesick Hounds here and their hot grits. So, lots of music coming on this holiday weekend here. I've left off a Piper Hopkins Band at the Maple Tree in Simsbury, the Cartels at Bill's Seafood in Westbrook, Detroit Breakdown at the Narragansett Cafe in Jamestown, Rhode Island, Mighty Like the Blues in Westport, Ed Corvo at the Tipping Chair in Milldale, and the Savage Brothers Band, also a later show there. Dan Watson at the Dog Watch and Bob Tweed at Nightingale's Easter Sunday. Well, Black Eyed Sally's is doing a big brunch with Ryan Hart, Brant Taylor, and XY Eli. And also a big Easter gospel brunch at Daryl's house there in Pawling, New York. And the Bistro at the Infinity in Norfolk. And also at the Reading Roadhouse in Reading. And the Mohegan Sun Easter specials. I don't know any details about that at the Mohegan Sun Casino. Cafe 9 will have the George Leslie Band and Mark Zaretsky open mic. And Kinky Friedman will be at the Iron Horse in Northampton. Dave Davies at the Infinity Music Hall in Hartford. The Cartels at the Wolf Den at Mohegan Sun. Taylor Blues Band at the Narragansett Cafe, Jamestown, Rhode Island. Front Row Band, open mic, Stryker Cafe, Berlin. Whammer Jammer open mic at the VFW in Preston. Stomping Ground open mic in the Stomping Ground Sunday. And Steve Piper open mic in East Windsor. And then of course, next week, Greg Piccolo, I think, does a regular thing at the Steak Loft in Mystic and Tuxedo Junction at Bill's Seafood, and etc. Then, before moving along here at the April 20, mark your calendars, Black Eyed Sally's, Brad Taylor, D. Smith Blues Band, Dynamo Joe, and a to-be-announced band competing for going to the International Blues Challenge in Memphis. Okay, so that's my kind of rapid rundown of all this going on in our musically rich area around here. And while Miss Marcy is running along behind me, and I've got a little more time for some more music here today, before we go, well, once again, I'm very happy for all the people listening, either on terrestrial broadcast at 91.7, on our website. We've got over 30 now at WHUS.org. Kind of surprises even me. And because, you know, my little show here, the show that's been deemed suitable for adults and grown-ups alike. And so here we are. Saying hello again to the listeners, Mike in Putnam and Mac in Coventry, I know are listening, but then also, once again, all them nice people there at the Rigsby chat room, Rigsby, and Oslo and Mike King and Skip, especially, and Andreas, Cedar Cam, Blue Wonder, who Blue and Andreas have some of these back episodes up for listen again. Timothy, Jay, Jeffrey and Sweet Pea, Sophie and all her buddies there in Moscow, her new friends, Anastasia, Victoria, V-I-C-T, anyway, Elizabeth and Inessa, and of course then there's Emma down in the Southwest, and Sarah, and Freddie, and JJ, and David J, and Keon, and Kyan, and Caleb, and Alan, and Wichaw. Timothy, I mentioned Timothy, but I'll mention him again because I called him Kim the first time. Dill, and Alex, and Sarah, and Brian R. and R. Deeds. Robert Deeds there. Howdy to y'all. Thanks for listening here to this show today. And Miss Marcy's going to run it on out. And then instead of going back to that Warren album, we're going to jump ahead to Elmore James Jr. and his Broom Dusters. And then also, before we leave today, try to catch up with a track from Dave Foster. From his Lost LA Sessions, which is coming out as a remastered version. Another thing I forgot to ask him about. Also, you know what he told me yesterday? You know who would have been here June 24 to blow harmonica for us? James Cotton. It's so sad that Cotton had to go and die there from pneumonia, I think it was. Elsewise, he would have been among numerous special guests, probably getting lined up now as we speak. So be sure to tune in next week for more information about this outstanding talent extravaganza that'll happen June 24 as a benefit for the Willimantic Soup Kitchen. I'm sure there's some other things I was going to tell you right now, and, you know, just like a thing, it has fled my mind. So I'm just going to go on with this music here. Miss Marcy's about done. So we're going to then move along to catch up with, find out what the chip off the old block Elmore Jr. is like here. Here we go.